to Speedrunners Arena. If that statement came through, I am in fact the Cheese Reaver, and today we have a race between Y2Sky and Kathnanaya out of the gerbil bracket. I'm sorry, the mouse bracket. Is that correct? I don't even know. I don't know what things are correct anymore. I only pretend to. I believe it's supposed to be the gerbil bracket. Regardless, we have Y2Sky versus Kath. This is match 1 of round 2 of the gerbil bracket, though I believe round 1 of the gerbil bracket only had a single race in it due to the weird number of people, or of runners in it. But yeah, so this is the beginning of it. It's been a couple of weeks since either of these runners have officially raced, just because getting a week off in between, well, a week off before brackets even started, and then another 2 weeks based on that, so, you know, we're talking a little while. But yeah. Hopefully we have a lot of fun. We've got only a single 6-letter. And the gate dropped while I was not paying attention, and that happened. Oh well. So, we've got Y2Sky and Kath. Kath using the Justin Bailey skin. And they will both make their way down. Is there a way I can make this bigger? There probably is. Yeah, that doesn't really help much. Let's see what we get climb-wise. Looks like Kath falling at what some would call the appropriate speed. Y2Sky looked like he started up a moonfall, but then gave up on it and just fell at the normal speed. Through the pit room. And of course, all of our SMRAT races this season start with the morphing ball on the morph pedestal. That is all you get. Our first runner to make it to the morphing ball on the morph pedestal. And then our runners can make it to the right. They can head towards the right, towards Alpha Missiles, where we get our first actual randomized item. Assuming it's not just missiles. Even then, technically it's a randomized item, because, you know, it might not be Alpha Missiles, it could be missiles from any of the locations. And starting with some supers. Always nice to find early supers. Every now and then you'll catch a seed where you get late supers, and it's not fun. It's not great. We don't want things like that. And somewhat ironic from a logical perspective, we have high jump boots in the ceiling. High jump boots being one of the items that puts the ceiling item in logic. Kath looks like she's gonna reset the room. I definitely agree with that. This D-boost isn't too bad if you get it on the first couple of swoops. After that, that Rio can really get ornery. Kath resets the room again. Y2Sky, on the other hand, gets the high jump boots. Well, this is another seed where we'll have high jump boots before the climb, which has become odd. I mean, I'm sure it's just confirmation bias, but it feels like that's happened a lot recently. Alright, and Kath manages the D-boost to get the high jump boots. And we just had missiles at beta missiles, so no bomb items. So our runners are going to have to leave quite a few checks here in Retro Brinstar. And our next available check will be Bomb Terizo, which will of course have to have either bombs or power bombs in order for the seed to continue. And that is a name I have not seen in a while. That is Smokey in chat. Welcome, Smokey. It is good to see you. It has been a while. That is the legend, Smokey. Alright. Kath showing the issues with getting those early those early high jump boots and the climb. It really just it kills any shred of muscle memory you have for the climb. And Y2Sky finds power bombs here at BT. That will of course lead to access towards the left of the parlor towards Terminator. Though it would not surprise me at all if our runners took a quick dip to 230 missiles before heading over. And of course, Y2Sky trying to pull off an Alcatraz here and gets it on second or third try. Alcatraz with high jump boots is significantly harder than Alcatraz without high jump boots. Alright. So, Y2Sky heads into 230 and just gets a Kappa tank. At this point, our runners have not found any energy tanks or anything, so I definitely pick up that reserve tank. And honestly, in most of my runs, I like to pick up at least one reserve tank because reserve tanks save lives. They straight up do. I cannot count how many seeds I've had that have been saved by 100 extra energy that I forget about. Kath does pick it up, so both of our runners pick that up. And Y2Sky gonna be... And just missiles at Terminator, but you need a certain number of missiles, so early on it's not awful to see missiles. It's later on once you have enough missiles that you really want to stop seeing missiles entirely. Y2Sky going to peek the back of Gauntlet, and that is double power bombs at the back of Gauntlet. I appreciate that, Smokey. So, while double power bombs isn't the worst back end of Gauntlet, it's pretty low on the list because you're going to need another pack of power bombs to even go to Gauntlet. And you're probably not looking for a whole lot more power bombs at that point. So that's not really very enticing to head into Gauntlet. So the main thing that high jump boots early on in SMRAT would open up is Kraid. The wall jump to Kraid is not considered part of SMRAT logic. Y2Sky tries to get the mock ball into Bryn Reserve, but doesn't quite get it, but is able to grab missiles under the crumble bridge. And Kath gets the mock ball. Y2Sky gonna set up for another try at it. And gets it on the second try, no problem. Ron Popeil, we've got super missiles, and just for 2 more easy payments of 1995, you could have more super missiles. And more super missiles. So the Bryn Reserve area just chock full of super missiles. But that's not a bad thing. I mean, you're definitely... Most runners want at least 30 supers, even if you find an early charge, just because Ridley is easier to kill with super missiles than with beams. That's a thing. And even more supers. So that is 20 supers just here in the early supers area, which is pretty big. We've got Kath going to farm up a little bit here. Neither of our runners' health is great. And the B-Toms down at Edicoons can do some real work on you, on your health. So I do not blame Kath for farming up here. Looks like Y2Sky with 41 energy is going to take the risk. He's going to want to kill these B-Toms very quickly. Ooh, but gets health bombed, so does not get any power bombs out of that situation. Oh, and misses the jump across the Edicoon pit. Ooh, that's rough. Is going to catch a save prior to Save and reboot. Meanwhile, Kath finding power bombs at the Edakun super location. Y2Sky not happy with his controller setup. We've got Kath heading through the damage boost tutorial hallway. Health's getting a little monka. But, oh, health is very monka. Oh! Kath unfortunately takes a death, but just grabbed a save. So we'll not lose much time here. And Y2Sky makes it through the spike room and is going to head up towards the Edakun power bomb. Or might reset, or might head back towards the super location. Nope, it's going to check the power bomb, and it's more supers. So we'll have to see whether Y2Sky decides to head back, and looks like he might. Let's see if he heads back towards that super door. We know there are power bombs back there, but only having 5 power bombs, or really 1 power bomb right now. And looks like Y2Sky is planning on heading back through. These B-toms are no joke, that is true. Oh, Y2Sky now at no power bombs, but makes the jump over the pit as Kath grabs the supers and then gets the mock ball out of Edakun power bomb. That's a nice mock ball. And Y2Sky picks up the power bombs there at the Edakun super. Looks like Kath will likely be our first runner to make their way into Big Pink. Yes, V-Tanks would be nice at this point. And there is an E-Tank here in the middle of Big Pink. Kath will happily pick that up. And no doubt Kath will, or Y2Sky will also happily pick that up once he makes his way over there. Kath going to head towards Mission Impossible, has plenty of supers, so is really just kind of firing as many as possible to try to kill off those side hoppers, and is rewarded with some super missiles. Y2Sky, whose health is a little bit monk-ass, luckily doesn't have that problem anymore. Also, Music, whatever you were just doing, probably in the recrop screen, move back to that screen, because when you moved off of it, everything got a lot smaller on the commentator stream. That's perfect, thank you. Alright, we've got Kath setting up for the wave gate glitch. Not using Moonwalk, so had to do the morph turnaround. That looks like good positioning. I unfortunately can't hear, so I can't hear the Meanwhile, we had missiles at charge. Looked like another E-Tank at charge missiles. Kath gets the wave gate glitch and is rewarded only with a pack of regular missiles. And we have Y2Sky heading into wave gate, so we will likely have a high five. Ourselves a little high five. Y2Sky also gets the wave gate glitch and will be rewarded with some missiles. So thus far, logically, the seed has told us nothing. The only non-ammunition item we've found are the high jump boots, which are not actually in logic yet. So the seed tells us nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right. We are supposed to supers. It's just regular missiles. Oh, she's big pink. Other than the couple of E-tanks, which were certainly a welcome sight, kind of a whole lot of nothing. Leaving not a lot of logical locations left. Top of Red Tower, because our runners could turn around immediately and head there logically, though I assume our runners would just wall jump up the climb, or wall jump up the Red Tower, but that's not logical without ice or space jump. Or, of course, there's the bottom. Of course, the Green Hill. Pipe missiles are just supers. Oh, Y2Sky has no power bombs coming out. Looks like we may get some retro checks here from Kath. Luckily has plenty of health to tank a couple of hits from these side hoppers. And a nice E-tank here to the left of Morph. Everybody loves an E-tank. And just the one check, not going to head over towards Billy Mays. Had enough power bombs to do it, but either may not, not in logic, of course. May not feel comfortable with it, or may just not feel comfortable with the lack of power bombs that would leave her with. Meanwhile, Y2Sky gonna check Spazer, and we'll see just missiles. We are definitely running out of locations that can have progression. At this point, it's got to either be top of Red Tower or high jump that has our progression. Or Old Mother Brain. Because we did not have power bombs passing through there the first time, so the Old Mother Brain check is unchecked. Well, Crane is actually not in logic because the high jump boots themselves are not in logic. Because they had to damage boost in Retro Bren to get them. So Y2Sky gonna head down to the high jump area first, so we'll see if this is our logical progression. If not, it's either at Old Mother Brain or top of Red Tower. We have just missiles at the high jump E-tank location. Kath gonna head right on over towards Kraid. I saw some power bombs at the high jump missile, and high jump itself is a reserve tank, meaning our logical progression is either at the top of Red Tower or at Old Mother Brain. That's not to say Kath might not find something interesting and very nice here in Kraid's lair. First thing she finds is the X-ray scope. I like the X-ray grab. You're early enough. No, you don't have either of the other parts of the microwave beam, but you still have plenty of chances to find those pieces before heading into the bosses that you can microwave. Alright, and having checked high jump, Y2Sky gonna also head into Kraid's lair. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have Kath taking on Kraid. Let's see if we get a stand-up glitch here. I appear to have been joined by someone. Okay, and then they left. I don't know what happened, but... meanwhile, Kath does have a stand-up here from Kraid. And unfortunately is quite low on supers, so... Ooh, and now is out of ammo, so it's going to have to farm up some missiles off of these Kraid nails. And this is the kind of situation where this fight can start getting away from you. The Kraid fight, if it goes long, most runners don't have a ton of practice with the long Kraid fight. Meanwhile, Y2Sky, even if he does not get the great quick kill, has a lot more supers available than Kath did coming in. Does not get the great quick kill, so we will see stand-ups and dueling Kraid fights. And that Kraid Claw really just trolling Kath hard. Like I said, Y2Sky has a significant number of super missiles. And both of them killed Kraid pretty close to each other. Y2Sky, though, making up a good bit of time on that Kraid fight. And we have supers at the Varia location. Well, that Kraid Claw is just rude in general. I don't know how many super missiles that Claw has eaten over the years, but it's a lot. Alright. So, heading out of Kraid's lair, they still have to check the frog pocket, but I expect we'll see Y2Sky head up towards the top of Red Tower, and we'll see Kath head down. She has not checked the high jump location just yet. And Y2Sky will make it to the frog pocket first, and we will see... That's a nice beam. It's only part of the logical access to climb supers. We still don't have any of those. Oh, no, wait. So that ice beam does put those high jump boots in logic now. And assuming our runners know the ice clip to bot wound, would put bot wound not in logic, but into their possibilities. Oh, that's true. Never mind. Kraid himself is not in logic still. Which means likely either Old Mother Brain or the top of Red Tower has either space jump or bombs, which would be the only other items to put those in location. Because at this point, the way they're situated, ice and high jump could put each other in logic. Whichever one you got would then put the other one in logic. So really, you just need any kind of up logic. Alright, so Kath has checked all of the high jump locations now. Y2Sky is up in the Hellway and will soon be making some checks we haven't seen yet here at the top of Red Tower. We'll have to see what is at Alpha Power Bombs first. No, and since ice is not technically in logic, the top of Red Tower isn't in logic, but also could be because they could have turned around before passing through Green Hills and gone back the long way. And there's the gravity suit. And I forgot to set up a poll. So, sorry about that. I forgot to set up a prediction when this all started, so nobody wins or loses any points based on that gravity suit. So that gravity suit does lots of stuff. Puts Wreck Ship in logic. With the number of E-tanks they found, actually does put Fantoon in logic. Puts all, well, not all of Meridia, but puts part of Meridia in logic. gravity suit is a big find. And just missiles at beta power bombs. But yeah, so now the world is kind of Y2Sky's oyster as far as where he wants to go. Nah, y'all will just have to live without a prediction this seed. It'll be okay. Okay, so Y2Sky headed back out towards the landing site. May just be going for a refill and a save prior to heading towards wreck ship. As Kath picks up that gravity suit, and we are being raided. Marsworm with a raid. Thank you, Marsworm. Welcome to anyone coming along with that raid. This is, of course, the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessibility Tournament 2021 edition gerbil bracket. It's a really long series of words to describe what this is. We'll have to see where... Alright, looks like Y2Sky is going to head at least towards Moat. Sees regular missiles there. It's going to remain unconcerned with regular missiles. And looks like he's going for a gravity jump here. And gets it. And we'll head over to the Eastern Ocean. Trying to get a peek at the maze item, which you can do without any kind of up logic item, but is kind of difficult. And we've got more supers here at the ocean. Y2Sky's ammo really looking nice here. Already at 45 missiles, 55 supers, and 15 power bombs. It's just, that's a really nice ammo count. Of course, the detriment to having that much ammo means we've only found 4 major items. That's right, that means the others have to be somewhere. They gotta be somewhere. Y2Sky gonna take a check on spooky missiles, and that's some more supers. Bring him up to 45, 60. Technically enough ammo to finish the game without charge. Kath doing a check, possibly of how much was in reserves? Kath's health situation is not ideal. But is going to go for a Crystal Flash. Now that health situation is just fine, but her missile situation is now not great. Ooh, lays a power bomb there, which is going to be problematic. Doesn't have any way to get to Fantoon now. Is out of power bombs. Meanwhile, we've got Y2Sky taking on Fantoon. Gets what looked to be probably about a 3 missile Doppler there on the first round. There's two. Nice, looked like a 4 missile Doppler on round 2. So should be able to likely 3-round this. Oh no. Kath I believe of the enemies in wreck ship, Kath's best chance at power bombs at this point are the covered ghosts. But even then, it's not a great percent chance. It's 2 or 3%. The atomics that she's farming, as far as I know, just don't. I don't know that they can drop power bombs. I'm almost positive the coverings can, just with a really low chance. And that is a dead elephant ghost on Y2Sky's side. Covering's 8%. That is actually a little better than I expected. This is unfortunately costing Kath a good bit of time. She had plenty of power bombs coming into the wreck ship, but her health wasn't great, so she decided to Crystal Flash, which unfortunately put her ammo in its current situation. But Y2Sky done with the Fantoon and is going to head into the wreck ship proper. Gonna do right side supers first. And just missiles there. Decides he's already got 45 missiles. Isn't really worried about picking up any more. Oh, Kath, I don't think can get out without finding a power bomb at this point. Like, she has to farm one up at this point. Yeah. And Y2Sky finds an E-Tank at left side supers, will happily pick that up. Now has 3 plus a reserve, or maybe 2 reserves? At least 1 reserve. I know we saw a second reserve, but I'm not sure whether Y2Sky picked it up or not. And looks like Y2Sky not gonna check wreck ship E-Tank, but is gonna head up towards the attic. Just trying to get the clip here, which can be problematic at times. But makes it up into the attic. Lays the power bomb. There's lots of green key hunters around. Luckily for Y2Sky, he's got tons of super missile ammo, so nothing too bad here in the attic. And then it is just unfortunate for Kath that she's just losing so much time here to trying to farm up a power bomb. At this point, she can't return to the ship. She doesn't have wave beam, so there's actually a set of blocks she can't get through. But she finally farms one up, and is going to head right to Fantoon. Now, ooh, and that's a plasma beam there for Y2Sky in the robot room. That's nice. Now, one thing, Kath needs to make sure she does not get health bombed here, because if she does not get at least 1 power bomb from Fantoon, she is 100% soft locked. Luckily, with that gravity suit, the Fantoon fight, while not easy, becomes a lot easier, just because you're talking about, instead of 40 damage a hit, 10. Y2Sky is going to take a trip on the trippers. Going to head up towards Sky Missiles. And just finds missiles. thus far, what we've seen in Wreck Ship thus far, not really worth the trip. We have Spazer at the Morph Ball Maze. Would be a nice find had Y2Sky not found Plasma at the Robot Room. Yes, Marsworm. If Kath does not get at least one Power Bomb from this from Fantoon's drops, she is 100% soft locked. And we've got Y2Sky heading into bowling. It's gonna tank the damage jumping across. And that is a dead Fantoon. Kath nowhere near health bomb range. So there's a very, very low percent chance that Fantoon doesn't drop at least one power bomb. And 4 drops. That's plenty of power bombs. And if she needs to, she can farm up more off of the bulls now that she'll be able to access the other parts of the ship. Meanwhile, Y2Sky being let go by the bowling Terizo. Let's see what he finds at Bowling Missile. It is just missiles. As Kath picks up that E-Tank at left side supers. And looks like he is going to go ahead and do a quick check on the Wreck Ship Reserve item. Luckily he has those high jump boots, so it's not too bad. And look like just power bombs. So Wreck Ship, unless Gravity or the Wreck Ship E-Tank have something, Wreck Ship, a bust. And at this point, unless one of these two has Various Suit, which Gravity does not, because those are missiles. Unless the Wreck Ship E-Tank has, honestly, Various Suit, or something big like maybe Speed, Wreck Ship, just a total bust. I mean, Plasma's great and all, but Plasma alone is not worth full clearing the Wreck Ship for. Kath really should farm up some power bombs off of bulls. Not be able to do bowling with her current power bomb count, or at least not anything behind bowling. Well, no, right now she couldn't even get to bowling. Really, Kath's ammo in general is pretty dicey. Y2Sky has made his way through the spiky room of death towards Wreck Ship E-Tank. And let's see if anything in the Wreck Ship was actually worth all of this. Survey says that's a speed booster. That's one of the few items that could be in this spot that could be worth it. Though I will say, had he checked it prior to heading to Attic, I have to expect he would not have actually done the Attic check. Speed in and of itself, with that gravity suit, unlocks almost all of Meridia. Shack Tool being the only... Yeah, Shack Tool being the only caveat to that. As Kath is able to pick up that plasma beam. So I expect we'll see Y2Sky head down Red Tower towards Meridia. With that health, we might see him take a trip to the ship and maybe even Criteria power bombs. With having Speed Booster making that trip just very quick. Kath turning around, possibly realizing how bad her power bomb situation is right now, and that if she tries to go to bowling, she will soft lock. Oh no, she was just grabbing a super in order to check the Morph Ball Maze item. It is just the spacer. If she goes down in this hole, she's soft locked. Oh, she realizes that and does not go in the hole. We've got Y2Sky is going to head up to Criteria Power Bombs. And let us see what this holds. Another E-Tank, which he will happily pick up. Looks like Y2Sky might be going for the short charge here, possibly looking for a Gauntlet Spark. That charge is not an easy one. Kath does get a super out of this. I'm wondering if she's trying to farm up a power bomb, or if she's just trying to get that super in order to have enough ammo to just, you know, get out of wreck ship and move along. Let's see. Yep, looks like she's just gonna take that super and leave. Which we know is actually a good idea. There not really being anything else of note here in the wreck ship. Well, I guess other than the speed booster. But she could actually go back in and get that, but she is not going to. Meanwhile, we've got Y2Sky doing climb supers check, and it's just supers. One moment, I need to cough very loudly, and I don't want to cough at you people. Alright, there we go. Now I'm no longer trying to cough at anybody. Looks like Y2Sky going to head down. We're likely going to get the old Mother Brain check, probably a Billy Mays check, and Y2Sky did not check the left of Morph Ball. So we'll get to see all those Retro Brain checks here. Alright, so that's another reserve tank, which I believe is the third one we've seen there at Old Mother Brain. And yep, looks like Y2Sky is going to take the right-hand path towards Billy Mays. We'll have to see where Kath heads. I expect we're going to see a Meridia play here from Kath. But I've been wrong before. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, alright. Alright, and Billy Mays. Power bombs, but wait, there's more power bombs. Alright, so Billy Mays, not really worth it. Already having had 15 power bombs, though Y2Sky gonna go and pick them up, be up to 25. So at this point, really, Kath is kind of in the lead from a location standpoint, but that speed booster is going to really help out Y2Sky, especially with Meridia movement. Kath looks like probably headed towards Mama Turtle, and she is. As Y2Sky picks up the free E-Tank and free refill here to the left of Morph Ball. Alright, what do we got? In the wall, Mama Turtle holds some supers. Kath doesn't really have a great way to get the Mama Turtle proper item, but should be able to check it with just a running jump here. And it's just missiles, so she's not going to be too heartbroken over not being able to grab that. I didn't see whether Kath did a check on crab supers. Just didn't see, was looking at Y2Sky at that moment. Looks like she's going to now. And what does climb supers hold? Supers. And already sitting at 65, Kath decides to not go grab them. Now, this is really where Y2Sky is going to be able to make up some real time here in Meridia. Kath is likely about to do a series of gravity jumps, which are slow. Y2Sky will have that speed booster and will just be able to shine spark here through Everest. Alright, Y2Sky sees an E-tank at Main Street. See if he decides to go ahead and do a short charge and grab it. Looks like that's a no. Kath finds an E-tank at the beach. She goes ahead and picks that one up. So at this point, Varia pretty much has to either be somewhere here in Meridia, or it could be at the corner of Bubble Mountain, because Speed Booster is in Logic. Putting that item in Logic, even though there is a small Hell Run there, that is the only Hell Run that's ever in Logic for SMRAT. You know what? You are correct, Fish McCool. Varia could be at Waterway, because Gravity and Speed Booster are both 100% fully within Logic. We have another E-Tank and some Power Bombs here at the Watering Hole. And Kath is going to grab both of those. Y2Sky sees the supers in the wall at Mama Turtle and decides to grab them. Not sure whether he has seen the missiles at the grapple item yet. Looks like he's leaving, so I'm going to guess he has. Likely we'll see Kath head down into Aqueduct. I don't know whether Kath does snail clip or not. I'm just not certain. But she can at least easily check one of the two Aqueduct items, and that's a Wave Beam. Shout out to Smokey. Kath not having Speed Booster will be unable to Smokey validate the run. But it does look like she is going to set up for an Ice Clip to Bot Wound. Freezes it in the right spot. Alright, gets the clip. And pushes through towards Bot Wound. Meanwhile, we've got Y2Sky doing the beach and likely watering hole checks that we just saw Kath do. And I'm receiving a phone call, so I will be right back. Alright, I did not see what the bot wound item was because I was taking a phone call at the time. Last bot wound, or last reserve tank. Thank you, Smokey. Thank you, Sailor Jade. Thank you, Skyhawk. And anyone from this point forward that also tells me what was there, I do appreciate it. Kath making her way across the Coliseum. And let's see if Y2Sky decides to go ahead and grab the items here out of Aqueduct. He does have the speed booster. And looks like that is going to happen. So Y2Sky will be Smokey validating his run with the Wave Beam. And some super missiles. Kath is now in the Dragon fight, has blown up all the turrets. And Y2Sky, having that speed booster, doesn't have to do the ice clip. And Kath going to have to ammo kill Dragon, which is kind of the worst way to have to kill Dragon. It's just, with all the swooping and whatnot, it can really take time. The grapple kill probably considered the easiest. But 20 supers will do the shrimp in. Should be close, and that is a dead shrimp on Kath's side as Y2Sky is making his way through the Coliseum. How are you hungry, Tommy Lee? You just enjoyed a delicious slice of pizza. Alright. And... ooh, that is a charge beam behind Dragon. Both of our runners already sitting on a lot of ammo, but still, having a charge beam is always nice. Especially when you've got plasma to back it up. And looks like Kath's gonna go for a gravity jump to get out of Dragon's lair. And we have a high five here in Dragon's lair. Kath on her way out as Y2Sky is on his way in. Sadly, Captain Stack, I'm fairly certain those commands were made long before the Cinnamon Toast Shrimp. Alright, so at this point, where can Varia be? Varia could be at Plasma, at either Sand Pit, corner of Bubble Mountain. There's really not a whole lot of places it could be at this point. Waterway. And that might actually be it. Oh, is Y2Sky? Y2Sky is going to leave without checking the space jump item, thus depriving himself of the charge beam. Has 55 missiles, 75 supers, so isn't super worried about that charge beam. But it's a nice safety item to have. Actually, oh, he's gonna go back. I was about to ask why he wouldn't check it, because Varia could totally be here. It is instead the charge beam, of course. Y2Sky picks that up. and unlocks the microwave. Unfortunately, all bosses capable of being microwaved are already dead. Alright, right sand pit for Kath, and that is a Various suit. Right there in the right sand pit. And that is go mode for Kath Nanaya. So we will have to see how long it is before we see Y2Sky check that right sand pit. It's of course not logical go mode. Logical go mode requiring space jump. But I'm fairly confident I've seen Kath Nanaya do worse room in the game with just high jump boots. Kath getting caught up in the sandfall rooms. They suck. Sand physics are just terrible. Y2Sky headed back towards Aqueduct. I expect it won't be too long before we see him do the sand pits. Especially since he's heading this way and didn't head directly towards Plasma. And while I would definitely give Kath the lead right now, that speed booster is going to make a lot of little differences for Y2Sky. Kath having to head through the Cathedral path towards Bubble Mountain, Y2Sky will be able to take the speedway in and out. Of course, just all the differences that the little differences that Speed Booster can make on a room-to-room basis. And Y2Sky picks correctly and grabs goes to the right sand pit first and does see that Various suit. Now has to get into the hole. Yeah, even escape without it is definitely significantly faster with speed. There's a lot of spots where speed makes a difference. It's just a question of does it make enough of a difference. Also have to kind of look at ammo situations here. Y2Sky flush with 42 supers. Kath gonna do some super farming here prior to heading to Lower Norfair. Started with like 12-ish, so not a great amount. So this, I'll be very interested to see where this race is coming out of Lower Norfair. Let's see how much the speed booster plus the better ammo situation helps Y2Sky possibly catch up towards Kath. Kath gonna go ahead and grab all of the power bombs that drop there prior to the lava dive. Has gravity and high jump, so I'm sure we're just gonna see ourselves a gravity jump here. This, of course, is going to be one of the major spots where Y2Sky can make up some real time, is taking the Speedway versus through Cathedral. My headphones just beeped at me. Hopefully they're not dying. They shouldn't be. Plug them in just in case. Alright, Y2Sky heading the Croc direction, but just to grab the Nutella refill prior to Lower Norfair. Unfortunately, going through this room, which I'm sure has a name because all the rooms have names, but I certainly don't know it. As Kath is powerbombing her way through the pillars. And is now in the worst room in the game. Luckily has that charge ice plasma, so can not have to burn super missiles on these gold pirates. And is going for the jump with one pirate still alive. Gutsy play. Oh, she got the frame, but didn't quite get the second jump. The spiky yapping one. You know what? It might be. Spiky Acid Snakes Tunnel. You know what? That's too cool of a name for a room that sucks that much. Honestly. Like, that is way too cool of a name for a room that's that awful. Alright, Kath is into the amphitheater and is having a nice, pleasant amphitheater. Makes it through towards the three amigos. Meanwhile, Y2Sky has completed the lava dive, made his way to Lower Norfair, and is about to head towards pillars. Kath abusing the plasma hit the plasma beam to go through the hitboxes of those red key hunters. And heading into the wasteland. Y2Sky in the worst room in the game. Kath finds super missiles at P-Base of Shame. Y2Sky going for the wall jump here in worst room in the game. He's gotten the frame a couple of times. There we go. And Y2Sky has made it up the worst room in the game, or made it up the hard part of the worst room in the game. As Kath and Naya proves Carl Douglas correct in that, in fact, everyone is Kung Fu fighting. Y2Sky takes a dip in the acid here in Amphitheater. Luckily has gravity suit, so it's not an immediate death wish, but Y2Sky's health is getting kind of scary. Right, he's got a bit of a lead on the acid now, and makes it through. Only 33 health, but has at least some in those reserves. Made it makes it through the three amigos, and is gonna save. Which, you know what? If I've got 33 health at that point, I'm saving too. Y2Sky does have enough ammo to Crystal Flash, but would have to empty his reserves first. Meanwhile, we've got Kath taking on the Space Pelican Ridley. Just firing green large missiles right into the Pelican feet. Getting some pretty decent pogo patterns here. Ridley is either dead or a shot or two away from death. Nope, that is one dead Pelican. As Y2Sky also sees the supers there at PBs of Shame, was probably hoping for an E-Tank just for the quick refill. And Ridley is holding some supers. So it looks like we will likely get ourselves a high five here in the Plowerhouse room. We do. Y2Sky doing a little farming on the way through. Cat's health still not great here heading through Wasteland. He's really going to want to probably kill off these Disc-Gigas. Makes it through. Still has 26 health plus whatever's sitting in her reserves. She does not have enough ammo to Crystal Flash. But has a powerful enough beam combo that if she decides to just kill the three amigos, she can. Hitbox is the first one. Oh, tries to hitbox the second one, but gets tagged. But apparently had 3 reserve tanks. I did not realize she had picked up 3 of them. And we'll make it through the 3 amigos. Meanwhile, we got Y2Sky taking on the Pelican. Getting trolled a little bit with the pogo pattern. Kath is trying to make it out of Fire Fleas. Did not check the Fire Flea item itself. And Kath may be in just total go mode. I'm not checking anything at this point. Nope. Looks like we're going to get a check on Hoodaruby Special. Just supers. Putting her a single super missile away from a Crystal Flash. Y2Sky taking on the Pelican, ran out of supers, but luckily has the best beam in the game. But his health is getting really, really sketchy here. I think that Ridley is dead. He just got to get grabbed without getting tail smacked. Whew, that was close. He is able to survive the Ridley fight with 20 health, gets health bombed. And we'll see, I believe it was some supers here behind Ridley. Kath, on the 3 Musketeers, is just taking the time to kill them with that charged ice plasma. Will now be able to safely make her way out of Lower Norfair. Sky being done with Ridley will also make his way out, and I expect we're not going to see much in the way of checks out of Y2Sky either. Here's another spot where Kath could lose a little time, once again having to go through the Cathedral path back to the Norfair elevator instead of being able to take the Speedway. But at this point, I think Kath has enough of a lead that, barring, any major issues in Turian, she should be able to take this one home. But this is, of course, only match 1. It's match 1 of a best 2 out of 3 between these two, and I think their second match is lined up to be basically right after this one. Yeah, it is. We may actually have to move the 8 o'clock race back a little bit, depending upon when this one finishes. get a save from Y2Sky here at the Three Amigos. Don't blame him one bit. You're in this area, you don't have a whole lot of health. Kath gonna head through Meridia towards the towards the surface, and freedom and murder of a brain chicken. Y2Sky checks Hood Ruby Special, sees the supers, doesn't want them. Takes a little dip in the acid, does not have a whole lot of health. And I expect we're going to see him also just, no, he is going to go for the hitboxing of the Three Musketeers. Gets through the first two, no problem. Gets tagged by the third one, but has enough health that it's okay. But should be able to make up some time between himself and Kath right here, just due to having that speed booster. But I at this point, I don't think it's enough. We'll do, because I expect both of these runners to likely take a trip to the ship prior to Turian. We'll check what timers are at the ship. Alright, Kath entering the ship at about 1:11:03. Y2Sky not going through Meridia? Oh, Y2Sky does not have enough health to spark up Everest. That would explain that. Not taking the Sloater's refill, brought to you by Sloater's27. When you're in Red Tower and you need energy, think Sloater's. Unfortunately, had to take the slow way around Meridia, not having enough health to spark it. That will cost him some time. Meanwhile, we've got Kath headed into Metroid Room 1. Has an ice beam, has plenty of ammo. That is Metroid Room 1 gone. And before you know it, there's Metroid Room 2 gone. Well, Y2Sky entering at about 1:13:03. Almost exactly 2 minutes between ship enterings, between our two runners. Oh, Kath gets grabbed by one of the Metroids, but does not have bombs to shake it off, so we'll have to do power bombs. And if you blink, you missed it. Kath has completed all of the Metroid rooms, and will now head towards Dust Chorizo, the most powerful boss in the game. And oh my, one-shots the Dust Chorizo. That's a frame-perfect trick, you know. Kath going for the damage down here. Doesn't have speed booster, so baby skip not really in the cards. Let's see if she chooses the objectively correct direction and faces right here, saving 40 frames. And she does. As Y2Sky is going to enter Metroid Room 1. Kath gets the refill. I believe my wife is home because my dogs have started barking. Y2Sky's better beam combo will help out against Mother Brain, and then having speed in the escape will, we'll chop some time. But I think barring a pretty major mistake, Kath has enough of a lead. Kath going for Ice Zeb Skip and gets it on the first try. Nicely done by Kath. And while Kath is going to take on Mother Brain 1, let me please implore you to give these runners a follow. As I always say, they race video games on the internet for your enjoyment for free. And literally the least you could do for them, okay, not literally, figuratively the least you could do for them is to give them a follow. I promise, if you do give them a follow, you'll make their day. I'm always super happy when I get a follow. And of course, our restream team, Sailor Jade on tracking, she's been doing a fantastic job. Music on restream, he's been doing a ton of restreaming for us lately, and we do truly appreciate that. And if you really want to follow me, I suppose you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. One moment. And that is going to be cutscene for Kath. Manages the damage down prior to the rainbow beam. Let's see. At this point, even the difference that Speed Booster is going to make in the escape, and even a really good stand-up, I don't know if that would make up the difference here for Y2Sky. And has tried the Ice Zeb Skip, decided against it, or wasn't able to get it on the first try, so decides to just pound through the Zebs. Still has plenty of ammo, of course, to take out Mother Brain 1. That is Mother Brain 1 down for Y2Sky. Kath getting energy back from the baby. Spoiler alert for everybody out there, baby gonna die. Sky starting out with supers, and then I suspect we'll finish off with charge shots. Almost got tagged by the tail end of that catch-up. Alright, Y2Sky has got to watch his health. Yep, that's Rainbow Beam. Meanwhile, Kath in Mother Brain 3. Use those corner strats. They are safe. Mother Brain 3, if she decides to, can body you. I have almost died to Mother Brain 3. Like, didn't have enough health to spark up the climb because she bodied me so hard before. escape remaining for Kath. Y2Sky's cutscene has begun. Kath, remembering she does not have speed booster, so not trying to spark through this room, which is good because it doesn't work when you don't have speed booster. It's knocked down in the Leodoc's room. Yep. Baby is now dead on Y2Sky's side, and Samus is hella mad and is going to rainbow power that stupid brain chicken in the face. We are being raided by Ferran Burgundy. Thank you for the raid. Ferran Burgundy will be one of our commentators for the race that will follow this one immediately, or follow this one as immediately as Music can get the six-way set up. Kath heading up the parlor. Heading right. Do we have an animal save? We do not. And with an official time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 55 seconds, Kath Nanaya has finished in first place. GG. We will not be doing interviews right now because we have another race immediately following this one involving these same two racers, so there's not really any reason to do interviews right now. Plus that would just push the next race back even further because I'm sure it's going to take Music a few minutes to get the six-way set up. But it's like Y2Sky is going to go ahead and finish up. Of course, no issue with that, especially, you know, when you're this close. You're basically starting the escape as your opponent does. Oh, doesn't quite get the down press for sparking up the climb. It is a doubleheader, and actually this next one is a six-way. Y2Sky making its way through the parlor. No animal saving going on today. And Y2Sky has done in second place with a 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 34 seconds. So GG to Y2Sky and our winner Kath. Coming up next on this exact station, on this channel, will be a six-way race. Match 2 here of Y2Sky versus Kath. We have Idlechild versus 64-bit Link, and J-Chalk versus Tillymorph. That'll be part of a six-way that'll be commentated by Ferran Burgundy and 00713. And Music will be on Restream. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not going to talk a whole lot after this because Music needs to get this all set up.